A federal judge in Oregon has now blocked the Trump administration from penalizing states over their SNAP programs. Thanks for joining us for Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Oscar Rodriguez.
And I'm Grace Ritz. The ruling stops the federal government from imposing millions of dollars in fines on states. The court order temporarily protects SNAP operations while the case moves forward, allowing Oregon to keep helping families without fear of penalties. We're continuing to track these developments, and we will provide updates as we know them.
And I spoke with U.S. Senator Ron Wyden earlier today discussing several topics, including the reauthorization of the Secure Rural School program that recently passed by Congress. This is to ensure rural and forested communities across the state and country receive funding for roads, school, law enforcement, and other critical services. Senator Wyden said this is a lifeline for rural communities across Oregon since he originally authored the program back in 2000. He stated that this is one of the more significant pieces of legislation involving financial help for Oregons. Wyden said he's going to push hard with rural Republicans in the Senate to make this permanent, as this will be his #1 priority in the new year.
So that folks in Southern Oregon and elsewhere will have predictability for school funding and roads funding and law enforcement funding, and it's going to be a big priority of mine as soon as we get this implemented.
And the Secure Rural Schools program has brought millions of dollars to the region, Wyden said. The next step is going to get the money out and it'll go through the Common School Fund. This is targeted to folks in rural Oregon, and many counties in southern and central Oregon have gotten a significant amount of money.
After a dry stretch of weather, rain returned to much of the region today. We're taking a live look out at Klamath Falls, where it's just starting to rain again.
And we have more rain on the way this week, so let's check in with our Storm Alert Weather 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman. When can we expect that weather, Matt?
Well, we're seeing some of the shower activity still, but then there's another round of wet weather as we head through the day tomorrow into tomorrow night, especially. These storm systems lining up throughout our work week. A live look across the region. We've had some more shower activity in Medford, 45 degrees currently. It's 57 in Gold Beach. Winds a bit breezy out of the south. Take a look at the satellite and radar imagery. Another batch of showers rolling into the Klamath Basin. A few lingering showers and light sprinkles in the Rogue Valley still, but some steadier rain pushing along I-5 through Siskiyou County. This will basically be it. Once this rolls on through, we'll see showers tapering off through the rest of the night. Expecting areas of fog to develop in our west side valleys. Down to 45 right now in Medford, but we won't see much of a drop in temperatures just because of the cloud cover, the moisture, and eventually fog developing. We're in the 40s across most of the east side and mid 50s right now in Brookings and Gold Beach. Let's take a look at the big picture. Here's our next storm system for tomorrow. This will bring more widespread precipitation of the region tomorrow into tomorrow night. Some higher rainfall amounts are expected, and we're going to get some stronger winds out of that system as well. So tonight, in the meantime, down to about 52 degrees in Brookings, 43 in Medford. We'll drop to about 39 degrees in Wairika and 35 in Klamath Falls. Showers tapering off, areas of fog settling in to our inland valleys. Rather cloudy for tomorrow, and rain will become widespread as we go throughout the day. Some of it turning a bit moderate to heavy, especially into tomorrow evening and night. Highs potentially getting as warm as the lower 50s in the Rogue Valley. That'll be a nice change of pace from the colder weather we've seen as of late. Now, when it comes to snow, it does look like snow levels will lower pretty quickly tomorrow night, and that's likely going to end our streak of 0 inches of snow for a snow depth at Crater Lake. We do have snow finally in the forecast. Coming up in a bit, we're going to time out the rain, the higher elevation snow. We'll talk precipitation amounts, and I'll have the latest on some strong winds we're closely tracking for tomorrow night for the east side. All those details coming up.
An urgent manhunt is back on after police released a person of interest in the shooting at Brown University, which killed at least 2 students and left 9 others injured.
Students have expressed a renewed sense of anxiety as police continue the search. Rena Roy has more from Rhode Island.
FBI agents and police officers gathering evidence at Brown University's engineering building and searching the neighborhood with canines as they work to track down the shooter in Saturday's deadly attack. A person of interest was detained but then released upon further investigation.
The scientific evidence that we have available to us after it was analyzed made clear that this was not someone who should be detained in connection with this case.
Investigators working off surveillance video taken Saturday. This one far away showing a person of interest wearing all black, walking away from the shooting location, and another a little closer. Both taken just minutes after the gunfire that left at least 2 people dead and 9 others injured. On Saturday, just after 4 p.m., as final exams and study sessions were underway, students suddenly running for cover, hiding under desks and barricading doors. The campus on lockdown for hours.
I heard the first series of gunshots, like a pop, 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 pop. And so I started screaming, active shooter, run.
Student Mohammed Umerzakov was shot and killed, according to the U.S. ambassador to Uzbekistan, though ABC News has not confirmed the death. This photo shared in a GoFundMe posted by the family. Sophomore Ella Cook also killed and remembered as a bright light in the community. The College Republicans of America posting this picture, saying she was vice president of the group at Brown.
She was nothing but peaceful and pleasant. Really, her loss is really a big hit for the Brown community.
As much of the U.S. continues to grapple with that shooting at Brown University, many more are mourning the deadly attack on a Jewish community overseas. Following that devastating attack, a grand menorah lighting is bringing the community together here in Southern Oregon. Over 250 people gathered under a glowing menorah Sunday night in Ashland. The Chabad Rabbi Avi Zweibel says community events like this help people process fear, grief, and anxiety, especially when they come together in numbers.
We have to shine our light even stronger than ever. That's the way we win terror. It's important, especially our times now with what we're going through, is to gather together and strengthen each other as a community as a whole. Bring the message that we're not going to coward, we're not going to hide our identity.
The event is open to everyone regardless of identity and will have added security in place. The menorah lighting continues tonight in Grants Pass and tomorrow evening at the Village Medford Center. For more information, you can visit our website.
And we're continuing to track the Josephine County Board of Commissioners as today's Board of Discussion was once again unable to proceed without both current commissioners present. Today's discussion was set to review applications submitted to fill the vacancy left by former Commissioner Andres Black. But Commissioner Ron Smith was not present for a discussion to take place. Commissioner Smith posted on social media saying he has chosen to deny quorum to stop what he believes is a flawed process. Smith says he does not support the 48-hour window for applications as it limits opportunity for public participation. The Board of Commissioners are still set to meet every day this week to continue the process to fill the vacancy, but we'll continue to track if those meetings take place and what happens in them.
And we've been tracking discussions around the possible changes on OSAA classification in our local schools.
And Newswatch 12 Sports' Paisley Poole joins us live in the studio. Paisley, what's the latest on these classifications?
Thank you, guys. And earlier today, the OSAA had their executive board meeting regarding the high school sports realignment and readjustments for the 2026-2030 sports seasons. Now, in an 11th hour change, the classification and districting committee created its final recommendations and voted on a decision. There will now be a 5A, 6A hybrid in Southern Oregon with 7 teams: Grants Pass, North Medford, Roseburg, South Medford, Crater, Ashland, and Eagle Point. This change was approved despite major pushback from Ashland specifically, who will now be in a conference with teams that have nearly twice as many students. One small change from the previous draft, Henley will remain in the 4A Skyline Conference. Executive Committee member Ethan Udo Sanada explains a little more about it in depth.
The committee recognized that Oregon's geography and travel considerations significantly limited the alignment options in certain regions.
I'll have more later tonight at 6:45. Reporting in studio, Paisley Poole.
And I've been closely following the Bear Creek Drive property discussion, and after receiving 150 community letters and holding multiple meetings, the Phoenix Urban Renewal Advisory Committee decided last week to approve the sale negotiations for a medical office over the educational center proposed by the Pollinator Project Rogue Valley. After that decision, many took to social media to share their disappointment.
We've got 2 applicants. We've got Brian Hall's project, and we've got Pollinator Project, Rogue Valleys Project.
The committee approved sale negotiations for the $3.5 million medical office. Brian Hall, representing the doctor behind the project, said the physician is well known and has practiced in the Rogue Valley for years.
A very positive impact on the economics to the downtown core of the city of Phoenix. Once we can disclose the doctor's name, I think you're all going to be very pleasantly surprised and pleased, because he's really a stand-up guy and really wants to be part of the community.
With their headquarters being right next to the proposed site, the Pollinator Project Rogue Valley also put their name in for the land, with the hopes of turning it into a plant nursery, educational space, and a butterfly house.
I believe that you know, more than maybe most people in this room, that Phoenix is uniquely positioned to serve this community in the greater Southern Oregon region in a way that no other city can. I hope you will agree that our Eco Education Center and Butterfly House is the best choice for the property at Bear Creek Drive and 4th Street.
The Pollinator Project will continue to work out of their headquarters while looking for a new piece of land to grow on.
In a crime alert, a Central Point man wanted for child sexual abuse charges has been arrested in California after a 2-year federal investigation. The Southern Oregon Child Exploitation Team began the investigation into the 64-year-old suspect, Larry James. In 2023, a felony warrant was issued after the investigators discovered materials of sexual abuse had been uploaded from his home. Last month, the U.S. Marshals Service spotted his car in Alturas, where he was arrested without incident. James now faces 10 counts of encouraging child sex abuse and has been lodged at the Jackson County Jail.